Want to dedicate this joint right here to Jonathan, Jackson, and George.
Blake Carrington, 21Blackstreet, live at the National Book Club Expo down in Atlanta, Georgia. Here with international author Mark Lacey, author of, name of some of those titles that you've already written.
Hey, my latest and greatest, Wretched Saints, When the Righteous Path Leads to Hell's Doorstep. Also the author of Rock and Fire, Love, Poetry from the Core, The Looking Heart, Poetic Expressions from Within, and a contributor to The Soul of Man anthology.
Now, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Huntsville, Alabama, and still reside there.
And when did you begin writing?
I actually started writing like 20 some odd years ago, but I didn't really get serious about it until like maybe eight or 9 years ago.
And what would you say was your inspiration to start, becoming an author?
Well, upon HBO airing Def Poetry Jam back in the early 2000s, that's when I really decided to start getting serious about compiling my poetry and compiling all my writings and eventually getting published.
And what are some of your books about?
Well, the Wretched Saints book, that's about people, so-called church folk, acting kind of pristine or what have you, but they're still doing regular things that ordinary people do. And then when trouble is caused, they have to pull themselves out of it. They do that, with, of course, God's help. Rock and Fire, Love, Poetry from the Core. That book talks about the basic things that people go through in every situation where love is involved. It talks about those things that people are afraid to talk to their friends about. So when they read that poetry, they see themselves involved in those situations. And The Looking Heart, that's got 150 original pieces of poetry, subject matter spanning from love and feelings all the way through societal issues.
Okay, when you say it has poetry in that, can we get you to do a freestyle, some type of love poem for the ladies,
Okay, but this piece is actually called I'll Be a Goner. Like a box of chocolates, my heart has an assortment of sweet vibes for you. Like vintage wine, I'm bubbling over with bliss at the thought of you coming through. And when I see you, I burn. I mean, like a silkworm, my spirit churns threads of joy about which I cannot be coy. I'm a grown man, but you got me feeling like a puppy love smitten boy. Your kiss, it irrigates my spirit with the waters of romance, flanked by the beaches of chance, and the river transforms into a Riviera as our romance is enhanced in France, and thoughts of you give my mind pleasant rhythms as it's commandeered by aneurysms of you, and just the mere mention of your name warrants lovely concussions at the discussion of you being my boo, and your picture is stored on my heart's drive. But now I realize, without your memory caches, my system, it crashes into a very mean blue screen, throwing this user into a quarantine. And it is you for whom I'm desirous. And if you're not downloaded, then I succumb to a malicious, lonely virus. You're circulating in my veins, and at this point, a transfusion will only cause confusion. Therefore, I'm not a donor. Otherwise, I'll be a goner without you.
Can we get the lady name who that was written about? Who's the inspiration for that one?
Hey, I can't, it's too many to name. Too many to name.
Now, if you were to have a mentor right now in the book industry, who do you feel like would be that person that you would like to have?
Oh, wow. It's kind of hard to say because I look at so many people. And my boy K. Elliott is one of the first people I met when I came into the game. I've been following him ever since, and wow, it's just so many people, so many influences from so many areas. So I would definitely be afraid to try to mention that long list of names because I would leave somebody out.
Now, do you have any advice that you would give for people who desire to become a writer like yourself?
Oh man, I got advice all day. Just make sure that you're serious about it and understand that you're not going to have rock star status as an author. Be passionate about writing and don't just try to take advantage of a trend. And if you have thin skin when you begin, you're going to have some thick skin by the time you get published. And just remember, when the baby is born, you got to raise the baby too.
Now, what do you consider your books? What genre would you consider your books to be?
Well, my first couple of books were definitely in the poetry genre. The Wretched Saints, of course, that might be thrown into the Christian fiction category, but I say that the stories are spiritual fiction, short stories. And then, of course, the inspirational anthology, Soul of a Man. That's in your inspirational subgenre.
And what do you think about the current genre that's real hot right now, what they call urban street lit?
Well, I think that we're at a time now that I consider a very literary age, and I'm glad that everybody is being inspired to write. Everybody has their favorite genres or what have you, but now we got more people writing than any other age. So I'm glad people are having an opportunity to express themselves.
And do you have anything specific that you like to say to your readers?
Oh yeah, look, keep supporting, support those independent authors. We need you, and we would be nothing without you.
And any information whether people can get in contact, are you on Twitter, Facebook?
Oh yeah, facebook.com/Mark Lacey, MarcLacy, twitter.com/MarC_LACY, and of course marklacey.com and my publishing website, ablpublishing.com.
Jackson and George Jackson.
21Blackstreet.com.
Peace to those brothers.